If you can imagine a situation where you're uneasy about something.
Ibrahim got associated with one of the mosques in Bristol, but was speaking quite radically.
You're concerned about someone.
And there were some concerns from individuals within the community.
But you don't have any really hard evidence, anything really to go on. You wouldn't normally pick up the phone and just phone the police.
They saw him with some injuries on his hands and feet, what appeared to be scratch marks.
And it's very, very difficult for Muslim communities to be told they should be reporting any of their concerns to the police, because none of the rest of us would either.
The Andrew Ibrahim case is a case where it's the first time in British history that a terror attack has been averted because of information that's been received from the community.
And, you know, I don't think if we hadn't have run Nicole those 3 weeks earlier, would we have had that information coming from the community, which could have led to something disastrous happening.
Trust saves lives, it really does. Lokahi is a Hawaiian word that we usually translate as harmony from diversity. The Lokahi Foundation is a charity and not-for-profit, and it's independent. It's not aligned to any political party or any viewpoint, and it's not connected to any religion. It's a space where all the different viewpoints, all the different religions and perspectives can come together. Operation Nicole was a program created to bring police and Muslim communities together in a simulated exercise. As the Lokahi Foundation developed it over the course of 50 events across the United Kingdom, we found that the benefits went far beyond learning information about Muslim communities or counter-terrorism operations.
Today's event broke a lot of barriers and walls that was between a normal Somali person and the police.
As participants go through real-life situations, they begin to see each other's perspectives, and they discover new levels of understanding and trust.
I think we've all, every person in the same party has been able to sort of put themselves across and show where they're coming from, where their experiences have been and are, and we're able to sort of learn from each other.
2 or more years later, 73% of participants surveyed said Operation Nicole had made a real difference to them.
It's really been an eye-opener, like some of the challenges that they face.
The independent facilitation, I think, was really helpful, because it wasn't us as the police trying to dictate to the community what they should do or how they should deal with issues.
Following the success of Operation Nicole, Lokahi developed the Laos methodology that can be adapted to any conflict between 2 entrenched groups.
It's about getting together and accepting people's differences.
It's innovative, it's fresh, and it's realistic.
Today's discussion was something that we needed, the community needed, and I think we thank you for it.
LEOS, which stands for Learning from Each Other's Stories, is a method that can bring together 2 different groups of people or 2 different communities that are locked in conflict or misunderstanding. And through using stories, realistic stories, and having to work through those stories together, you can overcome the conflict and the misunderstanding.
It can be as contextualized as the commissioners want it to be. It could be so specific that it's based on incidents that have happened a very specific geographical location, or it could be a national picture gathered through research. Anybody essentially could call up and explain why they need a LEOS event in their community, and we can take the conversation forward from there.
So it breaks down mistrust, it breaks down lack of understanding. It also gives people a place where they can challenge myths and stereotypes or fears that they have about each other.
Statistics like over 95% of the total attendees agreeing on the event being excellent, or 95% agreeing that every objective of the event was met, are astounding.
Before I always sort of focused on the people, the families that were going through, you know, being interrogated by the police, etc. And I didn't understand from their point of view that they've got obviously responsibility and duty to us as citizens to make us all feel safe and not be unfair.
On a level where I've been in discussions before, I found today to be probably one of the best ones, where I was able to get more information from the police contacts that were present, and kind of able to then take that back into the community.
I did mention in my group that as they were playing and doing the role play, that it's exactly a situation that we've experienced and that is taking place in our area, which I found fantastic.
I think the role play bit and the opportunity for the community to put themselves in our shoes and understand how our decision making operates was really, really helpful, as equally was the feedback that the police were getting about how the community sometimes perceives the way that we undertake our actions. Andrew Ibrahim was a lone individual that decided that he was actually going to plot to blow up the shopping centre Broadmead in Bristol.
In this particular situation in Bristol, where we came in and did an Operation Nicole, completely unaware, in that situation there were young people who knew something about someone, nothing concrete, just enough to be concerned about it, but there's no way that they, or for that matter you or me, would go to the police. We brought everyone together, we built trust around the table through that Operation Nicole event, and the people concerned could see how the situation would be dealt with if they did go to the police.
We'd ran the Operation Nicole only 3 weeks before this incident was reported to us, and I got no doubt probably the confidence wouldn't have been there within those individuals in the community that came to us had they not taken part within that session that we ran.
The thing about building trust is it goes much deeper than suspicion does. You can get much more understanding, or when it's critical, much more information that could save lives by building trust and having good relationships than you can by building suspicion.
Most of the calls that we get for LEOS are calls from people who've heard about the event, from someone else who's attended the event. It's not because they've heard us talking about the event. It's because someone who they trust went to the event and changed